My question is, why don't we use a big ass magnifying glass to heat things to make steam? Or why didn't they do that from the start? Because if you just need heat to make steam, well, when we think of heat, the first things that come to mind, well, of course, naturally fire, and that's what they went with, burning coal and fossil fuels and firewood even, and that's how we normally make fire. But if it's simply heat, well, what's the other thing that comes to mind when we think hot? The sun. If a magnifying glass can set things on fire, then you can use the magnifying glass directly onto the water as a source for steam, probably, right? I imagine that would be one way to convert solar energy directly into mechanical energy. If you use the same concept as they use with steam engines, with wood, coal, and even fossil fuels with combustible engines, I think, maybe. It seems like that's probably, maybe, that could be what our obsession with the sun comes from, and time, because time comes with the movement of the sun. And a clock would be something that you could use in addition to a magnifying glass to track the sun. If you laid it like a clock flat on its back, it's like it's tracking the sun. And if you put a magnifying glass on top of that, it's almost like you're trying to keep that source consistent. Then that brings me to that one device that they found at the bottom of the Aegean Sea or some shit like that. That ancient thing. They're like, it tracks the stars. Yeah, it tracked the star. Tracked our star, probably, the sun, well, in addition to others. My point is, if you put a clock face up and put it flat, and the hands went like this, and you had a magnifying glass, you potentially could, like, that would be a low-tech way of being a sun tracking, or at least a sun trajectory following device used with a magnifying glass to keep a heat source consistent. Think about it. Another fun fact about our star that we call the sun, because you notice how most of the stars have a name, and what's the name of our star? It's Sol, actually, which just so happens to be a synonym for what we call our spirit, the soul. And what is soul, as in the sun and our star? It's the fourth state of matter. You have, solid, liquid, gas, and the fourth state of matter, I am told, is plasma. I only bring that up because of our body being made up of the other three phases of matter, solid, gas, and liquid. We have our blood and oxygen in our flesh, but we assume we have a soul, and there is a fourth state of matter. So I was just thinking, I know it's weird. I was just saying it's interesting how what we perceive as our life force is named, well, it has pretty much the same name as the same thing that is predominantly responsible for all life on Earth, as far as science is concerned. Anyways, so pretty cool, right? Wild ones. It's just something that weird stuff that I think about. I'm a weirdo, I'm sorry. Hey, wild ones.